What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Dalton Miller here from RetireFlo. So excited to be with you today. I'm not sure when you're going to be tuning into this, but November 15th is quickly approaching for ACA agents out there. Today is October 16th. So just one day into the Medicare our annual enrollment period, and OEP is right around the corner. And RetireFlo is so proud of our relationship with Jack Schrader and Associates and making sure that agents are prepared for dramatic changes that came to the ACA market, and they came to the Medicare market as well. And so we wanted to hop on and do a quick training of how our ACA under 65 product works and the benefits that you get for being a JSA agent. RetireFlo is a set of online surveys that you can send to your clients and prospects in advance of a meeting. Ask them a couple questions. They're super easy. The font is humongous, perfect for every client. And when your clients complete that survey, you capture the data you need to go out and run your quotes. And RetireFlo is incredibly proud to serve thousands of agents across the country. Historically, our bread and butter was our Medicare surveys, which are used by thousands and thousands of Medicare agents across the country, many of which are our JSA agents we're so proud of. We have our system that's built into My Health Plan. If you're not using that system, you need to. It is a game changer. But we're here today to talk about RetireFlo's ACA functionality and how that works. Just a quick background on the things that we capture and how that ACA system works. So RetireFlo in serving thousands of agents across the country, many agents asked us, wow, Dalton, I really like this Medicare survey, but could we have something similar for ACA? So we went out and we're very proud to say that we built it. And JSA agents get a unique discount code. So make sure you stay tuned till the end to capture that discount code. Actually getting it more affordable than really any agent across the country. So unique deal. So stay tuned for that. But RetireFlo's ACA survey captures the following data points. It is 8 questions long. Again, font's humongous, super easy, much like our traditional RetireFlo surveys. But when your under 65 clients complete that survey, you capture 5 major data points. 1, dependent information. So who's in the household, who requires coverage, and then of those folks, capturing their drugs, doctors, hospitals, and pharmacies. On those prescriptions, they're spelled correctly every single time. Dosage, quantity, frequency, package, brand of the generic. Everything you need to know to go out and run your quotes. We also capture those dependent smoking statuses, income level, as well as the ending with the ACA consent form, that new consent form. So it works very, very similar to our Medicare product, but we go out and capture the things required to run quotes for ACA. And when your senior clients, I suppose they're not seniors, your under 65 clients complete that survey, you're immediately notified via email. You log on to RetireFlo, you've got a secure PDF summarizing all the data that you need to know to go out and run your quotes. Now, our ACA platform works a little bit differently. Many of you are familiar with our My Health Plan product, where you go into Connecture and send out these surveys. Some of you have our traditional product, and our ACA product works just like that. And it's pretty cool. We give you a unique link. That's where your survey lives. retireflo.com/yourname. That's where your ACA survey will live. And what's cool about that is the ways that you can distribute it. You can text it to your clients. You can email it to your clients one at a time, email it to them in bulk in advance of the open enrollment period, post it on social media, link it on your website, put it in your email signature. We even give you access to a free QR code that you can put on your business card or put up at the end of an educational event, wherever you want. And wherever your senior client, or not seniors, pardon me, your under 65 clients click on it, their phone, their tablet, their iPad, their computer, their Kindle, whatever device, it's going to look incredibly professional. We work really hard on our mobile versions, so that way your under 65 clients feel comfortable sharing this data with you. And we leverage Connecture's API tools into our survey. And that's a long way of saying that when your client gets to the question, what prescriptions do they take? They type in the letters LI, Lipitor is going to pop up. Then we're going to ask, do you really mean that you take the generic atorvastatin? If so, what dosage, quantity, and frequency? So we're going to provide to you incredibly accurate snapshots of your client's health regimen, oftentimes several days before you've ever met them. That includes doctors and hospitals as well. Our service is HIPAA compliant. It's incredibly secure. The data is secure from end to end, at rest and in transit. And our surveys, as always, are sticky as all get out. They're sticky because we work so hard to make sure that they are white labeled so they look and feel like you. In fact, your logo is in the top left and your headshot is going to chase them throughout the survey, offering them helpful guidance throughout, saying, hey, I'm Agent Bob. I've got some questions for you if I'm going to do a nice job providing you with plan options. And if your client's going to take the time to answer those questions for you, they're not going to call anybody else. They're not going to work with the agent down the street. They're going to work with you because they know if they put good in, they'll get good out. And then it doubles as a liability protection mechanism. And I don't know if it's happened to anybody that's tuning into this. JSA agents are always compliant and doing the hard work, but it backs you up if a grievance was ever filed against you. Let's say you met with the client and they claimed 6 months later after you enrolled them in a plan that you didn't take their hospital into account. Well, now you've got a secure report, a time-stamped secure report on RetireFlo that says, here are the hospitals they told me they went to. You can send that document in, make that grievance unfounded, as well as the consent form. It'll be baked right in there, which is a double added layer of liability protection. But the key feature of our system, as it always has been, as it always will be, is that there is no username or password required. Seniors, under 65 clients, look, I'm 28 years old, okay? I don't do well with usernames and passwords either. And so what's incredibly efficient about our system is that you can simply send your RetireFlo link to your under 65 clients. They complete that survey, answer the questions, they're done. You immediately capture all the data that you need about everyone in the household to go out and begin running your quotes. So it's a great way to capture not only that one beneficiary's data, but also find out if there are other folks in the household who may require coverage as well. So with that, I do want to give y'all a live demo of exactly how our ACA product works. So I'm gonna head over to my survey, retireflo.com/DaltonACA. If you wanted to look it up today, this is my website, looks and feels like this. It's white labeled with my logo in the top left, my headshot, my hometown, my state licenses, and links to my social media here. Again, this part's optional. If you don't have social media, that's okay. Note that our Medicare surveys offer Spanish translation. Our ACA survey as of October 16th does not offer that yet. We are hard at work on it, so please stay tuned. Now, folks, keep in mind that this survey looks just as good on a phone or a tablet. I'd argue it looks better on a phone or a tablet. And the reason I bring that up is because RetireFlo processes a submission every second. Every 1 second, a client across America completes a RetireFlo survey. And 65% of those hundreds of thousands of submissions are taking place on a smartphone. Folks, just anecdotally, are getting better at this than they are their computers at home. So keep in mind, our survey is going to look fantastic on whatever device they open it up on. So I'm going to go through this survey like I'm Bob Buckeye. Okay, now, folks, you just have to bear with me. I went to Ohio State, so please don't hold it against me. But you'll introduce yourself. Hey there, I'm Dalton Miller. I've got some questions to provide you with plan options. What's your name? Bob Buckeye. Hey, Bob, let's get started. Our survey is very intuitive. It's going to narrate this survey on your behalf. Hey, Bob. Want to introduce yourself? What's your email? We're going to ask for Bob's email, bob@buckeyes.com. And then we're going to learn about Bob's household. Let's say he's got 3 people in the house, himself, his spouse, and his child. Today, you're going to learn about the whole Buckeye family, okay? So let's say we're going to start with himself first. So he puts in his name, Bob Buckeye. Asked for his date of birth, 01/01/1970. Now, Bob is a smoker. let's say. So we're going to ask about tobacco use. He enjoys a cigarette every now and then. It's probably not healthy, but Bob's entitled to do what he wants. We asked for his projected annual income. He had a great year of business this year, so he made $100,000. In relation, this is obviously himself. And then does this member require coverage? He sure does. So Bob requires coverage. It's going to illuminate green that he needs coverage. Now, we're going to learn about his wife, Betty Buckeye. Betty Buckeye was born on February 1st of 1971, and she does not use tobacco. She gets mad at Bob for smoking. Again, I'm just making stuff up. She has her own independent job. She actually outperforms Bob. She makes $125,000 a year. She's really kicking butt. We even have this awesome tool tip here to help folks estimate what that projected annual income is. And we actually did a lot of research and tried to make that as helpful as possible. Relation to Bob, this is his spouse, but Betty, she does pretty well, right? She's got her own job. She does not require coverage. She has her own coverage, so we don't need that information on her. So she, again, we captured all that stuff. We're going to know about it when that report comes back, but we're not going to indicate that she needs coverage because she already has it. Then we're going to learn about Billy Buckeye. His date of birth is May 1st of 2004. So he's 20 years old, and he better not use tobacco. He's got to stay healthy. And Billy's a student, okay? And he makes $0 on average. Still living at home, maybe a little bit of a failure to launch situation. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. But we're going to learn about his relationship. That is, Billy is a child to Bob, and Billy was on Bob's plan. But Bob needs coverage now, maybe because he lost his job, and we need coverage for Billy. So Billy needs coverage, Bob needs coverage, but Betty's good. So she's not going to come up in some of these more granular health questions that we're about to ask. So we're going to learn about Billy Buckeye's health information. You know what? Billy's 20 years old. Bob's completing the survey. He's incredibly healthy. He doesn't take any prescriptions. He doesn't have to worry about any pharmacies, preferred hospitals, doctors. He doesn't even have a PCP. He's 20 years old. He's in college. There's no relevant health information for Billy. And I only bring up these stories just to kind of illuminate our functionality. So Bob's going to select no relevant health information for Billy. But now we're on to Bob. We're going to learn about his prescriptions. Bob takes a couple of prescriptions. He takes Lipitor. So he types in the first couple letters and pops right out. Then we ask Bob, hey, do you really mean that you take the generic atorvastatin? Let's say he does. Then he's got a drop-down menu of available dosages. And when he selects that he takes that 40 milligram tablet, we're going to suggest to him a common user quantity and frequency. In this case, that's 30 tablets a month. And maybe he takes 90 every 3 months. He can edit those fields. But let's say Bob takes Ozempic, which is another popular one. Doesn't come 30 pills a month, right? When he selects his dosage, it's going to auto-populate down here with the package. So you're going to know, oh, this is an injectable, this is an inhaler. Something comes in non-traditional means. But lastly, let's say Bob takes Synthroid, another popular one. But this time, Bob forgets to put the dosage in. Maybe it happens. He just forgot. And he tries to indicate that his prescriptions were complete. Uh-oh, some missing drug info. Here it is, highlighted in red. Need to add that dosage if you're going to do a nice job providing you with plan options. So once he adds that dosage, he can now indicate that his prescriptions are complete. Then we learn about his pharmacies, where he's going to type in his zip code in Columbus, Ohio. And let's say he goes to CVS. Here it is, that CVS pharmacy near him. Let's say he also goes to a local pharmacy too. In Columbus, Ohio, we have Kroger. Even your local pharmacies are going to populate here as well. This is the same API as Connecture and My Health Plan. So it's going to be incredibly effective in looking for those pharmacies. He can add up to 3 pharmacies here. Then we're going to learn about his preferred hospital. Again, he's Bob Buckeye. Where's he go? The Ohio State University Health System. But let's say Bob doesn't always live in Columbus, Ohio. he also winters in Arizona. He can add a hospital out there as well. Every hospital in the United States, it's actually every hospital that accepts Medicare in the United States is on this list, which is 99% of hospitals across the country. So maybe he winters in Florida too. I don't know, make stuff up. He can add a hospital down there as well. And he can add up to 3. Then we learned about his doctors and specialists. We asked for his primary care physician. Let's say it's Gregory House from the TV show. And then we asked about his practice name. So where does Gregory House practice? Let's say Ohio Health is a very popular physician network in Columbus, Ohio. That's his PCP. And then for specialists, let's say his specialist is Meredith Gray from Gray's Anatomy. She practices at a Trinity Health System. Oh, I'm sorry. She practices at Trinity Health System, and her specialty is she's a cardiologist. She can add as many, or they can add as many specialists here as they like. Doctors are complete. Now we're going to advance through the survey. All right, Bob, we're almost done. We asked for his address. I'm going to type in an address near me. And when he selects his address, it's going to auto-populate with the zip in the county. So you're going to capture that information. He doesn't even have to type it in. And our address, our county search is down to the address. I know that there are some zip codes that have multiple counties. That's not a problem on RetireFlo. We're going to take it down to the address to identify where that county is going to populate. We're going to ask for his phone number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then is there anything else you want your agent to know? We added this question. I think it's really helpful for Bob to be able to express himself, share with you something that he thinks is relevant in the health insurance process. So he's going to share a couple of things. We give some examples about residence changes, dependent lifestyle changes, unique health concerns, but he's going to tell his agent, I'm getting my hip replaced next fall, and additionally, Billy Buckeye, my son, is going away to boarding school in Germany next year. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. He might think it's relevant. We want to give him the opportunity to share that with you. You might know as the agent, that's not particularly relevant, or, I might need to talk to Billy about a travel plan. Again, gives the agent or the beneficiary the opportunity to share some stuff with you. Let's wrap this up. We just remind them why we're asking for this consent form, and here's the consent form. Super clean, easy, highlighted and glowing where Bob Buckeye needs to sign. He puts in his name, gives permission to me, the agent, or you, the agent, all the applicable ACA requirements, and then he puts in his first and last name here, Bob Buckeye, and it automatically signs that signature section for him. We pull in his phone number and email address from prior, and then we sign and complete. And when Bob signs and completes, he gets this nice screen from you that says your name from your agency will contact you soon. Now, instantly, I don't know if you heard it, my phone just buzzed. I got a notification in my email that says, hey, you got a new submission on RetireFlo, log on and check it out. So I head over to retireflo.com. I log into my profile, my dashboard, and here I've got my ACA link. But over here in the submission center, what do you know? Here's Bob Buckeye. Came in on 10/16. And when you download it, this is what you get on Bob. Your logo at the top, a perfect secure summary of everything he just shared. Name, address, county, email, phone, email, phone number, zip. Is there anything else that you want your agent to know? Here's all that information. And then sorted by when they were put in. Here's Billy Buckeye, his relation, his child, his date of birth, tobacco use, projected annual income, and if he needs coverage. But he didn't take any of those. He doesn't have a preferred pharmacy. He doesn't have preferred hospitals or doctors. But then remember Betty Buckeye? She doesn't need coverage, so we didn't ask her those health questions. But we still have her projected annual income and her tobacco use and her date of birth and relation. But then here's Bob Buckeye, completely filled out with his preferred pharmacies, prescriptions, annual income, tobacco use, coverage requirement, on those prescriptions, dosage, quantity, frequency, package, hospitals, doctors, and then at the end, there's that consent form with his signature, time-stamped with his IP address. Now note, ladies and gentlemen, we leave this agent section blank so that way you can sign it and make it accurate based on the meetings that are taking place. So to sign your RetireFlo consent forms, you simply go to back to your dashboard here in your submission center, and you press sign. You fill out your portion of the ACA consent form, you complete it, and then I'm not going to do it now, but you simply press sign once you complete all of the required fields. It will forever modify that document and store it to meet all HIPAA guidelines here on retireflo.com. You can even utilize the status section to leave yourself notes. Spouse turning 65. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up here, but to track and manage your open enrollment period and your annual enrollment period as well. So that's our functionality. That's how it works for ACA. And we're incredibly proud of it. Hundreds of agents, actually thousands of agents, are using it across the country to prepare for all of their meetings. Now, how much does it cost? Well, for everybody else that doesn't work with our awesome partners at JSA, there's a but coming. Again, there's a but coming. It costs $49.99 a month to have a survey. You get unlimited sends, unlimited submissions. Doesn't matter how many ACA clients go through that survey, still $50 a month. But here's the but. Y'all get promo code JSA, all caps. JSA, you get that survey for for half off, 50% off, $24.99 a month, unlimited sends, unlimited submissions. So as you're preparing for the open enrollment period this fall, this is a simple, easy way to collect the data that you need to go out and have thoughtful meetings after November 15th. So, or even for those folks who need coverage more urgently and throughout the year. But again, you get promo code JSA. To add that promo code, we'll ask you during onboarding, but if you've already onboarded, you're already a RetireFlo user, just make sure in the account settings, under payment settings, that you select, sorry, pardon me, just loading here. Under traditional links discount code, you replace that code with all caps JSA for 50% off. To add the ACA survey, you simply head over to the survey marketplace and press get started. Give us the information that we need to make your survey. And then at the end, you press finish and create. You even get to choose your unique link. And what's neat about this platform is, unlike my health plan, you get a link here, mine's Dalton ACA, that you can mass blast far and wide. In fact, you're in charge of the distribution. So if you want to drop this in a constant contact or text it or email it or do whatever you want with it, you're more than welcome to do so. That functionality is coming to our Connecture-based platform, which we're very excited about. But right now for ACA, it is available. So you'll simply get a link that you mass blast your people, collect all that data that you need to go out and run those quotes. So again, that is promo code JSA in the payment settings. Make sure it's there under traditional links discount code, and then add that survey in the ACA, in the survey marketplace, simply by pressing get started. If you forget what those questions were that are included in the ACA survey, they're listed right here, just simply by pressing learn more. So with that, so proud to serve all of our awesome partners at JSA. Add that ACA survey. It's just another tool in your toolbox to get prepared for the open enrollment period. Keep all of your data in one spot, so that way you can manage it, run reports, keep and store everything in a secure, HIPAA compliant fashion. So again, we're so proud to serve you at RetireFlo. Want to thank our partners for JSA for having us on. But if you're wanting to learn about this, simply go to your survey marketplace and check it out. The last thing that I will also mention, if you've got questions you want to ask a team member, simply set up a demo with us. We're more than happy to walk you through it, or many of you already are in here, but you're always welcome to join our Facebook group called Medicare Island on Facebook. We got 2,400 users well, we've got a whole heck of a lot more than that, but 2,400 of our users are in here asking questions, sharing best practices. So if you're a RetireFlo user, please join Medicare Island. We'd love to have you in there as well. So thanks, ladies and gentlemen. Best of luck this AEP, this OEP, and keep in touch. Please add that ACA survey with promo code JSA, all caps. Thanks.